All right, thank you guys very much. Cloud9 and Kaboom. This is going to be really exciting here on Mirage. First Mirage of the day. And Kaboom starting off on the terrace side. Cloud9 counter terrace. And so far, very simple setup. Shazam already picking up a kill at top mid, so things rolling quite well off the start here so far for Cloud9.
Couldn't have been an any more perfect start for Shazam. We talked about it. He's the guy that's new on the team, and he has to play extremely well. Well, he got the first shot. Now it's the rest to do. Watch out, though, because they've gotten through underpass, and Kaboom might try and push in on A. It was a 2-1-2 split. Nothing is going to at least catch out on Fur. So that evens the sides have been back the other way, but Ziki's going to go back. Or ZQK, as he's better known, comes back in for one there. So Shazam's down and out. He was on low HP. He did get dinked up, but Sean Gares and Nothing are going to pick up one more on their own. And ZQK and Steel dropping down that time. So Bolt's the only one remaining now, trying to come out of Palace. That bomb's already dropped, and Cloud9 on the back of a great Pokeball will take the first round. 1-0 score on Mirage.
Yeah, really clean there. Shazam opening up the first frag, definitely giving them a really, really nice edge. And I think Cloud9 had a really good read off after that point of exactly how they were actually moving across the map into that A push. So, you know, that was just very well handled from them. And Kaboom, it was so close to getting the bomb down, and of course that makes all the difference. They're going to go for a scout pistol armor here, but if they do lose this, they're going to be echoing the following round as they didn't get that bomb down. So Cloud9,
ooh, he got a body shot on the Shazam at least.
They just have to make sure they don't let that scout abuse them too much.
It's easy to do, there's no question about it, and Shazam was only peeking back with the FAMAS, so it was a bit of an advantage there for ZQK, and as you can see, he took Shazam down to that 31, but Shazam did have full armor, so that prohibited a bit of the damage. As Nothing will smoke off onto underpass. Nice shot, ZQK down, that's your scout, so it's only the pistols left. If they're inside the B apartments, well, at least Steel and Fur are, but the bomb's in the hands of Fallen, and he's over to Ward A working with Bolts, who's inside the Palace. Sempis is put his attentions from jungle back toward connector, but that flash gives it away. They'll force back inside the site, but Steel's going to get Sean Gares. So now the rotates are going to have to be quick. Shroud's still there. Steel still wreaking havoc over at B, but they haven't sold Cloud9 entirely. Fallen actually says, forget it, I'm going to go over and join them if they've got site control.
And just take down Steel there, so things not looking too shabby there for Cloud9 as they hold on. And they, again, read the situation pretty well because they actually let them kind of take over B there, but obviously knowing where the bomb was. And now we can see them drifting back there towards that B defense. Nice shot there from Fur, able to take down Shazam. And Nothing's also quite low, so
that was a
frag hit.
Big kill on Shazam because he was the only one inside the site that could have stopped him. And Fur is playing unbelievably well, holding on to that site. That bomb has arrived. Fallen still not able to get it down though, but now he might as Fur picks up a hat trick. Cloud9 getting torn apart on an eco round, and Shroud is going to have to do it all, and he cannot. Fallen will get the kill, so already Kaboom showing off great skill as they get an eco round. Tried to fake it over at B, but it turns out they'll make a home for themselves, and Fur, man, oh man, great shots.
Yeah, that's quite ridiculous. I mean, P250, the honest man's pistol, okay, it's not quite as good as CZ, but still just as deadly sometimes, and Cloud9 should never have lost that round. Now things get really awkward and weird because if you look at this buy now for them, I mean, it's, well, a flash and the smoke, well, that's great. A couple 5.7s, P250s here against the AKs, Khalils, you know, it's looking really nice now for Kaboom. They can actually spring forward. But the thing is that we do have a bit of a stack here for Cloud9 and around Shadow, so this could actually yield a few frags here as the push does come in. Frags starting to go the way of Kaboom as they make their way in. It's pretty easy cleanup so far, and that's the stack eliminated. You can see they even dropped the bomb there by Slope just to play it safe, and looks like they're not going to make the same mistake as Cloud9, and they will clean up the round with only one loss.
Yeah, they look really good. Like we said, they were the team we knew the least about, coming in, not a whole lot of international experience. We knew Fallen actually, I think confidently, I know Thorne mentioned, I think it was a tweet that he said, I've never lost to a North American team, why should I be worried? Well, they're showing off skill now, and Cloud9 needs to be fully aware that they are capable because they took an eco and a convincing round to follow. So Cloud9's got to dig themselves out of a small hole already, and watch out because ZQK's up close with that op.
Oh, almost the double as well, and that timing is brutal. I mean, okay, they only have pistols, but still, I think an AWP is alive, and things will get a little bit tricky for them. Bolt's going to pick up one onto Nothing there from Palace, so just dissecting them at this point, just here, there, and everywhere. And we are going to see the push slowly coming in towards the B apps.
Shazam, though, does get one on Steel. Shazam has been playing rather disciplined so far, sometimes, especially back at ESEA land when he was on denial, got rather careless and actually gave away some rounds to Kenny S when he lost the one-on-one, but he's playing well so far. Sean Gears gets Fur, but Fallen actually took down Shazam just before that, so Sean is all that remains in that nade. No, not quite going to be enough. He falls back, but he will get taken down in the end from Bolts. Just before I let you now analyze that round, a quick note, Sean Gears was on denial at ESCA LAN. This was the map he actually played extremely well against Cloud9 and knocked them out, so interesting that they're here now as teammates.
Yeah, Cloud9 had some phenomenal matches here at I think it was Cologne as well. This has been, I think it was a match against Dignitas as well. Like they historically have been really, really good here. Obviously, now they have Shazam. Theoretically, actually, that should make them stronger, I think. So we'll have to see if that comes into play here. But we're looking at the buy coming in from both sides. Shazam picking up the AWP. The setup in the works here from Kabum, looking to line up all those smoke grenades, isolate the site completely so they can plant immediately here. But Cloud9, are they going to be able to be patient enough to make sure that they don't take any losses once these grenades come in? And there you go. See Cloud9 moving in a little bit. They know what's going on. You see the wall of smokes there, very Navi-esque there from them. And Titan-esque also, as Cloud9 are completely locked out, and there's a huge path for Kaboom to just sprint up and just take massive control of this area before planting the bomb towards Connector. This looks phenomenal now for Kaboom in this post-plant setup. Cloud9, again, patience is the key here. Smokes have gone away. Nothing. Losers connected to Fur. Kaboom holding down all the positions here.
Oh,
great shots coming in there from Kaboom all across the board as Semphis looks for something, but he is alone on 19 health, and he's going to get absolutely nothing here as he's going to fall back and keep that weapon alive. What a nice execute there from Kaboom.
Kaboom looks excellent so far. That wall of smokes, they didn't even plant in default. By using that smoke, they were able to leave themselves open to jungle and connector, and then they couldn't get shot out from CT spawn. They look really well organized right now. I don't know if this is a flash in the pan on Mirage, but maybe Cloud9's in a bit of trouble with this map choice.
Oh, yeah.
Hard to say early on, but man, oh man, they look a lot better than I was expecting. And that was the first round they had full guns on Cloud9's side. In fact, Shazam at his op-out, he didn't even get much of a shot at anything, so
yeah, and
great start.
It really like warms my heart to actually see them make plays like that, because as I mentioned, like that's something that you see Navi and Titan also started doing that a lot at the end of last year. So they've obviously been doing their homework. And can these pistols find some kills here? Just going to try to do some damage, but it looks like Bolts is going to lock it down. Great defense there with the AK. And Shroud to go down as well. Spur gets caught in between two sides. That's an AK there for Shazam. Could be a little bit troublesome here.
ZQK still just trying to find one shot with that up. Oh, just missing there. And as Bolts jumps forward, he gets taken down. So Sean's got two. He's trying to claw back into the round. In fact, Shazam's picked up an AK as well, so there might be an opportunity to try and hold on to that. He's still out toward middle, but watch out, Steele's on the flank as he comes around from window room. And yeah, easy kill onto Sean Gears. At least Shazam will know he's there, but he's still preoccupied with Fallen, and in the end, he will fall to him. So 5-1 Kaboom, man, oh man, great start.
This is really scary, actually, because
very scary for
like,
Cloud9.
One thing to remind the viewers and people that are newer to CS, like, this is some maps have an inherent kind of bias, like it's in a bit more sided on the CT or T side or whatever. Typically it's CT, but this map is one of those maps which is like fairly CT sided. Like the 10-5 is something that's like fairly common as a result. So for Kabum to already pull out 5 rounds so quickly as they have been, this spells massive trouble here for Cloud9 early on, and they're looking to do another execute here onto the A site.
And it's a best-of-1 format in this too, so there's no opportunity to say, well, we got 2 more maps. Let's at least figure these guys out and throw this one out the window. They've got to play. They got to come back all the way. They can't just try and get information. They got to win rounds right now.
Nice setup though. Look at that. The kind of like triangle setup on the side. That's much better than the previous setup they had. They might have a much better time this.
And actually that'll prevent the smokes because nothing will be forward of them. They're going to try for that triple smoke again. There it is. The wall is out. Semphis is going to focus on Palace. Shroud's there to rotate, but it's going to be nothing. Like I said, pops out and he gets 3 just like that. So a good reaction play and they adapt. But Fur's come around from Connector. He's gotten inside the sandwich himself. Semphis will get the response. And now it's all on ZQK. Good play from Cloud9 to adapt. Semphis, that's your teammate, my friend. I'm not sure if you guys had an argument last night, but get over it, kiss and make up, because you still need to win rounds.
Yeah, ZQK still the last man alive. And they know he is. They got him on lock-in. Yeah, I mean, that's just such a key difference in just like how they set up. The previous round, they had 2 players who set up defensively, Connector and CT Spawn, so they got completely locked out the site. It's a nice shot there from ZQK. Can he actually keep this up here? I mean, he's got not much in the way of time, and these CTs can just hold this.
Nice for that second one. He almost hit that as well. He just barely missed out on that shot back toward Shazam. So
one thing worth noting as well is that for them to actually be able to defend so strongly there, what they gave up was any control on middle. Having like 3 players so deep on A means that your middle control is actually quite weak. So that's the toss-up there. But that kind of gamble paid off for them that round. So it's a nice read that they, well, hopefully it was a read from them that Kaboom were going to go for a similar kind of play. But Kaboom still with cash in the bank. Still got the AWP in play on ZQK. So let's see what they've got to show us here. Lots of players around B apartments now.
And quite a bit of cash in the bank for Bolts in specific. He's still at 66 after the buy, falling on 50, so they could still force out in the next round as well if they can get a bomb down especially. And this time they look like they're setting up toward B. Nothing's pushed up on Catwalk. Hasn't committed to a middle peak. Shazam's fallen off window, so they don't have full information, but there wasn't anyone there early on in the round. We'll have to see if they can get a read on this. Sean's back by the van. He'll be the first to see them.
Yeah, it's a nice time to actually throw that smoke. He's not seen anything. You can see him going for that very safe jump where he gets the peak just as his trajectory is like falling down. So it's like the hardest possible shot if they do actually peek out, and he gets the information if it's there. But if not, the smoke is there, and as soon as they do see them, they're going to know that they're going to start to be fairly committed to the play. So very good timing on that smoke there. You can see that Cloud9 aren't very ready for something to hit B right now. But defensive on A as well, not a wealth of information to really let them know what's going on. But here goes the smoke over the top there. And then go Kaboom.
Oh, they're going to rotate it back. They're going underpass back to A because Bolts was over there at least trying to find a pick. Didn't find anything, but I think he might have called that they rotated because he didn't find any angles at all. And Steel's going to catch out on Sempis, so they've made the right call. They've got to work it over to the bomb site still because Shroud's at least taking down Bolts, and that gives him control of CT, and now Shazam's going to work, but Sean Gares carelessly walks through the vent to his own demise. Steel gets that, and then an nade going off does damage to both CT players on the stairs, and now Fur's going to get that bomb down. So 2-on-2, they just got to hold the angles. Kaboom pulled themselves back into this nicely.
This is a really nice round here from Kaboom. Can they hold on? 2-on-2, in comes Shazam. Shroud to take down first. All on Steel now, takes Shroud out. Shazam working with the AWP, looking for the angle there, but still just playing it slow, playing it by the book at the moment. Shazam goes for the first fake defuse, opens up the angle, goes around, and Steel goes down. And Shazam just swap out for that rifle momentarily for that situation. But that was a fantastic round from Kaboom there. Really nice movement off the fake. They pulled the Cloud9 all the way back. It actually worked. They sold it completely. They opened up connector, got through that choke point, and then boom, the round was wide open for them, and it was for the taking. But great effort from Cloud9.
Sempis still only sitting with 1 kill on the board. He's playing in the A site, looking toward Palace. He's going to have to tidy up because the rounds they've lost have all been there. Aside from that one eco, that was phenomenal play by Fur. But Shazam's had a great start to his LAN experience with Cloud9, and that's exactly what they need out of him.
The 2 AWPs though, Fallen and ZQK actually picking up AWPs here. That's not so common at all on the T side of Mirage. So we'll have to see if they can find picks here, because it's pretty hard to rush with AWPs. And there's lots of difficult positions, like A pushes with AWPs. It's very awkward. So we'll have to see if they can actually bring about some good angles here. We'd like to see some good mid-presence from them with these AWPs. And you can see a pick is being looked for, I think, on apartments as well, with that one of the AWPs. And we do have ZQK there looking at connector as they bide their time. Now, Cloud9 are doing a good job here, actually, to just play completely defensively and not open up any angles for any information at the moment.
Shroud gets the first blood of the round. That's on Bolts as he tries to work up inside the A stairs. But ZQK responds. That's Shazam down. So there's the first time they had gone head-to-head with the AWPs, and ZQK gets the better. Interesting smoke nade there from Kaboom. That is to cover off their connector so they can freely walk up Catwalk, and it's all going to be on Sean Gares to hold that site. Nothing's rotating, but he's not there yet. Sean will get the first one, so the job has at least been started, but he's got to finish it or at least stay alive. Not going to happen. Steel's going to get the kill, but nothing's arrived, and now he's got to take his turn at being a magical player. Steel's not going to allow that either, so he takes down 2 players, and the bomb will get planted. Shroud at least gets 1 in revenge, but it's 2-on-2. And Kaboom's got good positioning inside the site. Fallen not able to hit that shot on Shroud. Shroud looking for cover, trying to dance around, and Sempis on the flank will get Fallen. But Shroud fell just before that, so it's 1-on-1. That bomb been ticking away for quite some time. Steel's got the angle. He's already got 2 in the round, not able to get the 3rd. And Sempis, who I called out a few rounds ago, did come back in that one and gets the kill on the board.
Thing is though, like the money for both teams is like really screwed here, and so actually, how are Kaboom doing for money? They could actually go for it right now, and actually they have a good shot of actually just breaking the money for Cloud9. So this is one of these rounds where they can actually take control of the match again. But if they're not able to pull this one off, then Cloud9 are going to start getting momentum. They could, very easily bring it to that 10-5 and start feeling really comfortable. But if Kaboom win this one, Cloud9 get into all sorts of awkward positions here. So could be quite curious now. They're not running with the 2 orbs. They've got the 1 now, just said QK. There is the connector smoke, CPL smoke there. It's going to allow them to pressure middle a little bit, or just deny the info for Cloud9, force them to reposition a little bit.
Yeah, that opens up middle massively, and Shazam, because of the relocation, gets caught out by ZQK, who is up in Palace, so great start, good awareness. Kaboom forcing the hand of Cloud9 and get the advantage in this one. And now they're trying to work it toward connector. Sempis this time's over in that direction. Overcommits to the peak and actually overlooks Fur, and he gets the kill. Nothing responds with 1, but Fallen immediately takes him down. So 2 players remain for Cloud9, one of which is Shroud, and he gets at least 1 kill. He's looking for more.
So there's actually like loads of time left. Kaboom could actually play some really sick mind games with Cloud9 at the moment because they've got only 1 player per site at this point. So they should be able
prematurely leaving A too.
Yeah, he's just going to go for it. Perhaps they got some information or they're going for the gamble. Either way, this is heavily advantageous for Kaboom. If they just play this by the book here, they should be able to take this down. It should be a 3-on-1 essentially. Steel's there, sitting in the middle, who can catch either rotation or potentially actually catch Shroud if he tries to go for a peek in CPL. So Kaboom looking fantastic in this round now. Just some standard smokes here. Should get the plant. And looks like Cloud9 actually want to play more for a retake as 2 than playing a 1 versus 3, which is a nice approach.
I'm very surprised Shroud didn't rotate back sooner, because there was a good almost 5-6 seconds he sat there with no noise at B. That late in the round, you can't just sit over there like that. They still haven't got the bomb down. Now they do. Shroud gets the first one on the re-entry. They've got to do more, though. He's down to 6 HP. Pardon me, that's Sean Gare's on 6 HP. And Fallen's up close, and if they come around the corner too quickly, they almost lined it up. He does get the first, and ZQK will get the second as well, so quick work there. And now 6 already on the board for Kaboom from Brazil.
Yeah, these guys are showing some really fantastic rounds at the moment. I mean, they're showing some good executes, good individual skill, good team play, good mid-round calling. This is a solid team. A lot of people would not have ever seen these guys play before ever, and a lot of people probably would never have even heard of Fallen before. A guy who's got a very big history in Counter-Strike. So it's so cool to see such a complete team arrive at this event at MLGX Games here. So now Cloud9 are on the eco, and we're starting to see those awkward positions get. That's the reality for them now. So can they do some damage with these pistols? You never know, but in comes Kaboom. All guns blazing. Nothing thrown out the flash there. Doesn't really get them blind.
Although it does give Sean the opportunity from the opposing angle to get one. Sempis has picked up that AK as well, so they have evened up the round quite considerably here. Sean's still on 2 HP. Fur's going to find Sempis, so now it's an advantage for Kaboom, but they're also weak as Steel's on only 13. And Sean's not sure what he wants to do because, oh no, he's going to get caught out. Steel's still back there. He gets dropped as he tries to flank back around, and nothing is in a very awkward 1-on-2 because they've got bomb control. He is toward connector though, and if they head up catwalk, he might be able to catch them out, but they've got a full opportunity of 45 seconds to crack open either bomb site.
Is he going to peek at this angle at the right moment and just backs away? And I think he heard the stepping there, so nothing knows what they are, but they don't know where he is just yet. He's got a slight edge, but he goes for a reload in a very awkward position and gets caught off there. But that was actually quite very doable for him because he knew where they were coming from, both players. And that's the key to getting the quick 1-on-1 that then allows him to potentially get another 1-on-1 and win the round. So that was quite doable there for nothing, but 7-4 on the T half here for Kaboom on Mirage. That's massive.
Question for you, DDK.
Sure.
Is this the best steal in the world?
I don't know.
Just kidding. Josh Nissan is our observer. Steal from XI by Power, so that was just a dig at him.
Yeah, I don't know if it's wise to annoy our observer right now. That's
He's probably rolling his eyes so hard that his retina's detached. That might prohibit him from being the best steal in the world.
That's true, and right now, Cloud9 are running with Famases here. 3 Famases, limited grenades. They don't need the head armor against the AKs, but definitely struggling here on the money. Pretty standard setup from them though. Nothing there by Shadow as Kaboom just looking for information around the map here, trying to see if Cloud9 are going to give anything away, but they are playing it by the book so far, just very defensively on some decent positions.
Yeah, it's textbook both sides, and this is what Kaboom has done so well in so many rounds. They try and find that early pick. They don't commit the bomb anywhere. Fallen's kind of lurking over toward A now, but he was back in T-spawn for a lot of that. So it's great execution. You're right. They look like such a great team, and
no nades left now for Cloud9. they have no nades to defend the push. This is actually a very, very important factor.
And the interesting thing to note is the way that they prevented that wall of smoke was by putting a player in sandwich. They immediately Molotov that off so they couldn't hold that angle, and Fur's going to walk out, take down nothing under balcony. There's a smoke off, not only on CT, but also toward jungle. So again, another really swift take if they can continue on. And it looks like they're going to do so. Bolts is going to take down Semphis, and Shroud drops on CT as well. Kaboom is looking phenomenal. As Shazam tries to readdress, but Steel's wise to that. He looks toward the window, and suddenly Sean Gares is all by himself. I don't know what to tell you, man. Kaboom looks so well orchestrated.
Yeah, it's a great round from them. And, you know, like waiting so much time and just like pressuring, poking here and there. I mean, again, you know, Kaboom obviously looking like a top-level team here, and they didn't get through all those teams in the Brazilian qualifiers for nothing. These guys are looking fantastic, and they knew the money that Cloud9 are on. They knew that they were on a rough buy. They knew that grenades were very limited, and just by pressuring a little bit before the push even came in, there's no nades left. There's no counter flashes. There's no way for like Cloud9 on their defense, so like for like one player to like throw a flash over, so like the guy from Shadow can peek safely, pick up kills. That's like how usually you would defend these pushes, but you know, they just had no utility at all. So Kaboom, fantastic.
Just quickly as well, I like to look at mentality, especially in games like this when you don't know your opponent so well. Shroud sat with his arms folded for about 40 seconds right there. Nothing has his shoulders in a slouched position. I've never seen him look so depressed. They don't look at all mentally in this.
They know what this means. They know what like 8 rounds on T means on Mirage. That's got to be it. Like, this is pretty shocking. I got to say, and they obviously feel that as well. Either way, Kaboom in this round going to be taking hold of middle at the moment as Cloud9 go for a little bit of a push, a poke on Palace. They see nothing. So this is going to give them some key information. There's no A play coming in anytime soon. Oh no, what a great grenade work there from Kaboom.
Bye-bye, Shazam. So Steel's going to lurk toward B as he's done so many rounds, still looking for a pick, but they've got mid-control. They're pushed up. Shroud's awkwardly in the backside of the A site. He's trying to at least get a shot toward Fur. Manages to at least cross away back to the CT stairs unscathed, surprisingly at that. Steel, though, still from B, catches out nothing on the rotation, and that's only going to be frustration for Jordan. As now Semphis does work to at least one Kaboom player, but Fallen immediately responds, and it's a 3-on-2, make it a 3-on-1. Fallen gets Shroud as well. This is absolutely ridiculous. Kaboom is looking like a team that not only could take down Cloud9 today, but might look like a threat to everyone in this group.
How did Fallen get those kills? It's like running around with the Glock, just bursting it. That was ridiculous. Kaboom 9 rounds to the 4 of Cloud9. Obviously, like, you know, it is a game of 2 halves. You know, removing any inherent map bias here or there, it is a game of 2 halves. Cloud9 can absolutely make a comeback. It's just going to be insanely difficult. So let's hope for their sake they're able to actually swing things back, at least pick up like 6 rounds for this first half. Got the AWP on Shazam now, so perhaps that can be their salvation.
Well, it's going to need to be. A lot of people debating that change. Hiko being their consistent player and oftentimes their best player no longer around. Shazam's really got to step in. We talked about revitalizing and changing gameplay. Well, it's got to work if you're going to make that gamble, and it hasn't
been yet. They fixed it up here as well. Like, they've got some good mid presence, and this has Kaboom have not run into this before. This is the first time they're showing this. And Shazam pushing there on the B apps.
And this is the same thing he did against Titan. When things got closer, a little bit out of hand, he started to push a little bit too aggressively and got caught for it. And it's not the first time I've seen him give up first blood in the round. He can be so good, but he can make such little careless mistakes as well.
So now it's all a case of just Cloud9 repositioning. You can see them actually just going to a more safe setup now that they lost Shazam in B-Apps. They've split 2 to a site, 1 going connector. Got good presence all over the place. So it's going to be down to just hitting the shots at this point. And with still just spotting Sean Gares there at the cart, to give them some key information. Of course, ZQK yet to open up the round. In goes Steel, though, going to be actually making the move into the bomb site. There goes the flash. Steel opens up the angle, does spray down Sean Gares, and that's an open B bomb site. It's all or nothing, and he can't do it against ZQK. Saves it with the AWP. It's a 3-on-2. Looks like it's actually quite doable for Cloud9, however, but it's going to be very difficult here.
Fallen's not peeking out. He was for a moment, but Shroud couldn't find the angle, and there it is. ZQK, easy shot with the AWP. Leaves just Semphis remaining. There is 2 low HP players, but I mean, you got to go for it. There's no point. You got to get rounds as much as possible. He will get Fallen, gets digged down to 17 HP though. And they've got the angle set up on him right now. Actually, Fur's gone all the way around. He's going to try and flank in, but it doesn't matter. ZQK gets it up close with the Glock. what can you say? Kaboom is looking like a much better team than everyone anticipated, including us.
Well, this is the thing. I mean, I know a lot of people will say, oh, maybe this could be an upset if they actually manage to outperform Cloud9, but in reality, we don't have enough data from the Brazilian scene on average, like the North American scene, that European scene, much better documented in the kind of circles that CS is most dominant in at the moment. So Kaboom, they look really legit, the stuff that they've been showing us. Cloud9, they need to bounce back, and need to do it now. They've got 3 men here with a setup on the A bomb site. Not going to spot anything just yet, though, and Kaboom taking it slow once again, just shaking map control all over the place. No presence in middle just yet, though, as they assess their options. And Cloud9, not going to go for the push. Here's Bolts looking for a pick there. Might just get peeked by Semphis. Playing it slow. There's the pop flash for Semphis, and the peek comes, and Bolts goes down.
And they need those plays. They need to catch them like that, and that's going to help them immensely as they get the early kill. But it may not help them a whole lot, as I say it, because they're over toward B, and Sean Gares is alone again. He's got to be efficient. If he can't get all the kills, he needs to stay alive. That Molotov's going to force him out of his position, and now they're down behind him. They're going to drop in, and Steel gets an easy kill as a result. Sean not aware that he was completely pinched, and Shazam's the first to arrive. Nothing is in the kitchen as well. In fact, they're all going to come from the same angle, so they've got to push forward in a Virtus Plow type fashion, but ZQK takes down Shazam, and it's all going to be held right now. Kaboom looks like not only will they get double digits, they'll get one more on top of that as Steel takes nothing, and another one for ZQK. It's just Semphis left, and man, oh man, oh man. Cloud9, no response whatsoever in the first half. Kaboom in full control, and you got to look at the faces on Cloud9. Nobody looks into it, and Shazam, being a new player, always looks amped up. Even he looks zapped right now. I mean,
the thing about that round as well is that they took out Bolts, but Bolts' role in that entire round for Kaboom was actually just to provide some presence, to actually stay alive, and maybe get a pick, which to like really sell it, and just keep the rotation delayed. But in reality, they actually got the kill on him, and he didn't do any damage. And so if they'd actually like pushed a little bit more, they could have worked out that it was going to be a B play. But it took them forever to actually relocate someone to actually help Sean Garrett. He was alone on B for the longest of times. So, I mean, definitely Cloud9, not with the correct reads in a lot of these spots, and Kaboom have just been, they're obviously matching them for skill here, so they're just taking them, they're just outplaying them. It's great work.
There's not one positive expression on the face of either Cloud9 or their manager, Trey. Stunna, they don't look pleased at all with this early performance. They came to X Games with what I thought was the best chance of a North American team to get out of Group A. Right now, that's all going out the window, and Kaboom is looking strong, and I don't know what the response is going to be. The calls are going to have to be perfect. Sean Gares, Semphis, I don't know who they're going to look to in this case. They've got to make it perfect because they've got to get back into it. It all starts right now. This pistol.
All right, so pretty standard setup here from Kaboom. It's got kind of like a three-man B defense to play for an A retake, defensive positioning on A. So very standard stuff here, and actually seeing a bit of a push here to try to scout out, and ZQK actually going to get caught off there. So that's an early advantage for Cloud9. Can they capitalize though? Can they bring this about? But Kaboom falling with 2 frags. Sean Garrison, nothing going down. They wanted to get that B split going, but now it's been completely crippled. And Cloud9 have to reassess the situation. They've got a lot of time. That's the only thing that they have really going for them at the moment.
First, still back toward A2, just to make sure they don't go in that direction. So there's not like there's an open invitation. And Bolts had his sights set firmly on Semphis, who's trying to work out from Connector right now, but watch out, Bolts is rotated back to the opposite side of it.
That's really smart though. Connector's very important to hold in this kind of a situation, and you can see Shazam actually allowing the bomb to go down here.
Well, at least they get inside the site. It is a 3-on-3, but look at Shroud, 2 HP. He's gonna have to play his absolute best right now, and Bolts already takes down Shazam, so it's only getting harder, and now Fur takes Semphis Shroud. The 2 HP gonna do nothing, and I don't know, man, that's a pistol round going the way of Kaboom. 12 rounds on the board, should potentially go to 13, maybe even 14 here. What?
Yeah.
Cloud9, I'm speechless. I know they've trailed off in the latter half of 2014.
They can buy 2 scouts at least, right? So they can be happy about that. I'm always happy when I buy a scout, so I mean that's a good way to raise morale. But you know what? They're just going to go for the pistols and the armor, the nades. So we're going to see potentially interesting execute from them.
I can't wait to hear Thorn's opinion after this game on whether, I mean, Kaboom's playing lights out. They're playing awesome. There's no doubt about it. I still don't think Cloud9 looks like the days of old. And, I mean, is it a leadership issue? Do they just not have the raw talent anymore? There's definitely debates to be made, and maybe the shuffle didn't pay off, or maybe they just need more time, but...
Setup coming in now. These nades. So I think another fancy wall of smokes like Kaboom was pulling off. It's just more standard. The counter grenades are coming in as well from Kaboom, so this site is going to be actually quite hard to push into. They're getting kind of staggered by the counter grenades, which works to Kaboom's favor, and they're picking up the kills here. Good work with the scout, with the FAMAS, and 2 players left, and they don't have enough position right now. The bomb might be able to go down. Nothing turning around, taking down balls. So there's all or nothing in this 1-on-3. Huge deal of work to be done here.
Picked up an M4 though, does have the bomb, and he's got positioning into CT. He can actually go behind them to B, and I think he might. This is something I could totally picture Nothing do. He's going to smoke off the vent, so yeah, hello B, let's go plant that bomb quickly. They're already running around. Oh, that would have been a great opportunity as well to fake back actually, but...
And this could be basically the play of the tournament for Nothing. This could result in a swing. If he's able to pull this one off, and he's going to have a position when they don't know where he is. He's got the element of surprise, but there's 3 players to deal with.
He's done it before. He's going to have to do it again. He's been a player that's so prominent in North America for so many years, but he's going to have to be his best, and he's not. Steel's going to catch him with that FAMAS, so another round on the board for Kaboom. They're going to run around and collect the weaponry before they go for the defuse, and unfortunately Nothing. It was clever, but not enough in the end.
Yeah, I mean, that's actually, it looks like quite hard push, but because he's able to get into this position where they don't know where he is, that's actually can become quite doable if the plant is in the right spot as well. So very unfortunate there that he just wasn't able to connect quickly with the first player. Still, man, he's been really hitting those shots. He's on 21 frags. He's by far topping the scoreboard. This guy is on fire at the moment against Cloud9, and here they are now in with a scrappy buy, to say the least.
You have to. At this point, you can't sit back. You can't give away more rounds. You got to make the comeback of your life. They've done it before on this map. Of course, they did it with Hiko in the roster. Fur's getting aggressive at middle as well. They're going to push right up with that M4. He might catch them out on the corner. Shroud's going to jump around, and there it is. He's going to pop up. He gets one. Oh, can he get the double? Yes, he does. They have no idea that he's there. And look at the rest of them. They just drop like flies. And Semphis all alone. Man, oh man. He does get one into Fur, but Kaboom is playing all the right angles, all the right calls, and
that's just like beautiful Counter-Strike. That just like makes me happy inside. It's just beautiful Counter-Strike to watch.
Might make you happy. I'm a North American. I don't know what to think right now.
But I mean, just like throwing in those middle pushes like that and having it be so safe as they did. Like they had the teammate like throw the flash over, like there's a distraction, then boom, the player comes out, Steel just to take the frags. It's just, that's just how you do it. And it just so happened Cloud9 were trying to push middle at that point, so it worked out for them. And now Cloud9 again in with some grenades, trying to go for a fast play with these P250s. Is B going to be the site right now? Or will this defense from Fur be good enough? Here they go. To the bomb site, falling with the opening kill onto Shroud. So far so good for Kaboom.
Crucially, that's the bomb as well, so they have to re-grab that. Semphis tries and falls as well, so Kaboom is holding on extremely well. And look at this, they mop the floor again. Shazam down, it's all on Sean Gears. He can't do anything. It's match point already for Kaboom.
I know, right? 15-4. What is happening right now? ZQK pulling out the Scar, the black, and we got Fallen with it all. This is just looking ridiculous at this point. It's like these guys can do no wrong. I mean, the team play looks really solid as well. Like they got some great setups going, great like team flashes to try to like push certain positions, and like they've been blowing up Cloud9's like strats before they actually get going. There's only like been one round where they were able to make an execute, and they didn't even have like that wasn't even like a proper buy round for them. So here we go. The AK's coming out now for Cloud9. A wealth of grenades as well. So let's see if they can pull something off. Already losing Semphis in middle to that Scar, the auto sniper. Good control of connector here from Kaboom. And in through the smoke, Shazam boldly walks up, gets eliminated by Bolts. That's a massive loss there for Cloud9. What is going on right now?
Oh my goodness. Every angle shut down. All the shots made. Cloud9 have no answer. They're walking out carelessly. They're playing undisciplined, and Kaboom is wise to every move they're making. And Sean Gears on match point has to be magical. Does get Fallen, a nice shot. Now he's going to Molotov off on Catwalk, so they can't push out that angle, but Fur's still above on the connector, and they're both going to walk through. Fur should peek out at any moment. It doesn't matter. ZQK and Steel get it. It's over. Just like that, Cloud9 get obliterated against the Brazilians. Kaboom, I don't think anyone saw that coming, and Cloud9 looks stunned. They look speechless. And watch out, world. Brazil's got a contender. They look so good as a team right now.
Yeah, honestly, like to see that kind of team play, to see the executes, to see this individual skill, I'm super excited. Florin, what do you guys think there over at the analyst desk?
Well, amazing stuff, I think, overall for Florin. The upset before when CLG were able to get the win over LDLC, that was a huge upset, obviously. But the thing here is no one really knows Kaboom. No one knows about him. I've been trying to educate people like, you know, Fallen's a guy that we know. We've seen him do things before. But you really couldn't have expected that type of performance from him. That wasn't even close. When CLG narrowly beat LDLC, it was an exciting game, back and forwards. Cloud9 were never in this game.
Yeah, and it really looked like Cloud9 just completely underestimated Kaboom. Just from the get-go, they didn't do anything correctly, I feel like. Sure, Kaboom, they played really well. They hit their shots. Everything went their way. And again, this is what I was talking about. This game is actually setting up for the rest of the tournament for these guys. Because Kaboom, for example, you see here, they mean business. Coming out from a win like this versus Cloud9, sure, it's a new team with a new player. The last game of today will be Kaboom versus Dignitas. After this performance, I actually have a feeling Kaboom actually might not do too bad versus Dignitas.
And they overran the T side of a map that in the current meta is really CT sided if you're a good team.
Yeah, and again, it feels like Cloud9 kind of like thought that they were better on this map than they were. Feels kind of like Inferno to me, where they go like, well, we can still play Mirage. We feel confident on Mirage. We have Shazam now, Opper. He can open up the map for us a little bit. It just didn't happen. Like everything they did, they just got shut down by Kaboom. There was basically like no sort of form of team play, no nice frags, nothing from Shazam was basically invisible as well. He was supposed to be the go-to guy for Cloud9, especially during this match. This is the first game for this new lineup at a tournament, and nothing really went their way.
Yeah, actually, that's something to mention. We put the emphasis on Shazam before. And I even said when they picked him up, I said, he might actually play okay. He might play well. He's played well in Denial. But I thought they would still have problems as a team because the style of the team was the biggest problem. It wasn't one individual player letting them down before. But actually, he played pretty poor in this game. On the CT half, though, we said this is a map you can go to work with an AWP. He wasn't able to get pretty much anything done. He was getting picked by people pretty much with ease. I was glad to see a player at North American LAN, an international tournament called Steel, playing really well. It's nice to see that every now and then, you know. Not the right one to hassle about X-Ray though, guys. Story time with Thorin here. You can see Fallen on the screen right now. A little bit of a history for you, So Nothing, who plays for Cloud9 now, used to play for Evil Geniuses, used to play for that team in the end of 1.6, and at 2 successive WCG Pan America tournaments, where they were these tournaments where they have the teams from Mexico, Brazil, like Chile, North America, America, obviously. They'd have these teams all play like a mini WCG just of the Americas, 2 years in a row, Fallen's team, it was Fire Gamers, then it was Complexity. They came there, and in theory, the Nothing team of the EG guys, they should have been the favorites, but actually each time, Fallen's team beat them both times. And so I know Fallen is a player. I heard that on his stream, he was saying that he was confident against Americans, he doesn't lose against Americans, you know. Well, history repeated itself. Not really the same teams, only 2 players from each side, but an interesting little piece of trivia for you there. And I think that's actually, I can't say it's the most shocking upset of the day because the number 2 team in the world losing on their best map has to be the biggest upset, but still a very big upset.
Well, yeah, it's still an upset, right? You come in and you're basically talking about it's going to be between Cloud9 and Dignitas to actually get that number 2 spot in Group A. But then again, since we didn't really know that much about Kaboom, again, I think they showed us wrong here. They proved us wrong in terms of they're actually here to play. They're actually not that bad, and they could actually potentially win versus Dignitas or even NIP. If they play like this, they could. No,
I mean, they played a lot better than when I played them in the matchmaking when I didn't know I was in the Brazilian qualifier. I just thought they were okay at the time. They've really shocked me and impressed me here, quite frankly. You know, I was blaming ping, lag, like someone on my team was Russian, he wasn't even listening to what we were doing, but very impressive performance here. So parabens to the guys from which team was that called? Kaboom, that's right, yes. I was thinking of Fire Gamers and Complexity still, my Fallen story there. Okay, so, I mean, listen, that game was fun. It was pretty exciting overall. But I tell you what, I'm really looking forward to the next game, mate. This is the game I've been looking forward to ever since DreamHack Winter quarterfinal ended, because I'm waiting for us to come into the LDLC Fnatic game. So, do you have any final thoughts on the Kaboom Cloud9 thing? Oh, let me ask you this. We were saying before, Cloud9 take care of business here. Now they can start looking to, like, maybe we can beat Dignitas. Who knows? With how NiP played, maybe they could upset NiP. What do you think are Cloud9's chances going forward from now? They basically have to beat the 2 best teams in their group to have a chance.
I think after that devastating loss, I don't think they have the energy to actually go back and just reset completely and then just go out and play their hearts out versus Dignitas and NIP. I think they're going to have a really hard time coping with this loss versus Kaboom. So I really don't see Cloud9 advancing at this
Well,
point.
in terms of their mentality, it wasn't even that far into the game. Maybe when it was only sort of like 8-2 or whatever it was, some score like 8-3, they weren't down that much on their CT side, and yet every time you saw a camera shot of them, no one was into it, no one was even fired up, no one was doing anything. In fact, I saw some camera shots of Sean Gers. He just looked shocked. He just looked like, I don't know what's going on. I can't even believe this. Like, they didn't look like they were even engaged with reality. This looks like a bad dream for them.
Yeah, normally you actually see Sempis as well. Sempis is the guy who always, like, especially during ESA tournaments, you know, he's always standing, he's shouting everywhere. I don't know if it's because of the boost now, because he can't actually shout at the opponents.
Yeah.
He's like, well, it doesn't really work anyway. But there was nothing like that. Sure, they're down. They really don't have anything to cheer about. But the way that you go into a game, you want to be pumped up, you want to be psyched. Doesn't matter which team you play against. You want to be completely prepared to actually take on this team and actually win. You didn't see that. After every kill, you know, you saw first they're sitting up like this, they're playing, and then after kill, they just slouch like this, and they're like, okay, whatever. Like there was really no energy in the team, which is, I don't know if they should go grab a coffee or whatnot, maybe grab some food, but they really need to get their heads in the game.
I'm not sure even if he had been able to show. I don't think the trash talk in that scenario when he getting beaten up.
No, I'm saying just the confidence, you know, like he's yelling, like kind of like how Taz does it for Virtus Pro. Like he's always pumping up the team with like, he doesn't mean anything bad for the opponents. He's just trashing just to pump up his own teammates. That's what normally Sempis does. He didn't do that this game. He's just sitting there. He died. He didn't have a good game overall. I think he had like 1 frag the first 8 rounds or so. So he didn't have a good game. So, but again, it's about putting energy in your team, and that it just wasn't there for Cloud9.
No, but like I say, I don't think the trash talk, if he could have done a Taz style trash, I don't think it would have worked anyway.
It wouldn't have helped.
The Brazilian guys could have just been like, listen, my friend, like, it's nothing. You got nothing for us. It's normal. It's normal. Thank you, Timber G. Thank you, Adam Acapella, Fighters. Well, whatever. I don't claim to be good at the accents. I just do them. That's my approach. Okay, so enough accents. We've got a great game coming up. Fnatic LDLC. Hold on to your butts. Get the coffee. Get everything ready. Get your roses. I don't know, whatever you enjoy to make the aroma nice. Commercial first. Then we'll be back with possibly the game of the tournament.
Caught in the fire, watch it burn.